Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness review. Thank you for joining AussieVerse, comics and collectors, OmniBeau, Ryan, Sharif, Mark, Grodd, Watson. We are here to talk about madness that was the multiverse. What did you think?
It was pretty maddening.
Pretty maddening. Don't forget, you can join us on Instagram at AussieVerse Comics Collectors. Check out A51 Designs for all our graphic designing, thumbnails, editing of the videos. And as usual, please, if you feel so inclined, like and subscribe so that we can get to that 400 subscriber giveaway where one lucky winner will be drawn live on an episode and they will get a $100 Amazon gift card. Let's get into Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Who wants to start?
Who's going to be first?
Ryan, take it away.
Take it away, Rob.
I really enjoyed this movie. It was very different compared to the other MCU movies in tone and how it was actually directed as well. Like you could see that it was a Sam Raimi movie for the techniques that he used. I really enjoyed the direction the story went. I'm hoping we get a lot more of everything they presented in this movie, including the noodles that were left just floating on the ground in that one universe.
Yeah.
And I really think that they left us in an interesting place for the next Doctor Strange movie and the MCU moving forward.
I should say this video will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, then come back later. Or if you're like me and you don't care about spoilers, then watch it now and who cares?
Hey, someone just left their noodles on the floor. What can you say?
Sharif, what did you think of it? You're the one out of all four of us that has seen it most recently.
Yeah, just 3 nights ago. From what I can remember and my impressions, really enjoyed it. There were 1 or 2 scenes that were kind of, but overall, and especially the mid credit. No, not the end credit, but the mid credit. I went, ooh, who's that? And then even before the end credit came out, I was googling. Yeah, but I really like callbacks to other shows, and yeah, good surprises here and there, unexpected characters. Yeah, loved it.
Mark, what did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. Look, because it was something different for Marvel. Like this is breaching grounds of the MCU really hasn't breached before because the original director who directed the first movie, he wanted this to be more of a scarier movie, and then when they didn't quite meet into agreement, they put Sam Raimi on, and Sam Raimi still put a pretty scary movie ahead. So I wonder what the original vision was, but this is definitely different for a Marvel movie, and I kind of like that. So it's different. It can be standalone. I thought everybody acted great. I think it's a very comic book accurate of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I loved most of all. And just the visuals were great. As I said, the class of the acting, and there wasn't many moments where you can just sit back and relate. It goes for like an hour 45, 2 hours. Really did not feel like that because it just kept on going and going and going. So, yeah.
Am I tripping, or did it not have an intro? It had the Marvel logo, but it didn't come out with Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. It just had the Marvel logo, then the movie started. Or am I remembering it wrong?
That sounds very possible because I do not remember that, no.
Yeah, because I remember 5 minutes into the movie thinking to myself, did I miss that? Or did it just not happen? Because usually that's always there, the title of the movie. And it just didn't happen.
It was definitely at the end of the movie, at the credits.
Yeah. One of the things that I liked about this compared to the other Doctor Strange movie is obviously the first movies of any character is always going to be an origin story. What I like about this one, which they tend to do with the sequels, is how they're established as a superhero. Now, Doctor Strange, even though we know he's a superhero, in the MCU, apart from his collaboration with the Avengers and the whole Thanos world part, as a civilian in the MCU, you might not actually be aware that Doctor Strange is a full-blown superhero. He might just be someone with some magic that is hang around the Avengers or who knows what. But one thing that I liked about this was how he's attending the wedding and he sees Giganto, Shumagurath, and he just leaps over the balcony and goes straight into his costume. And it was just so superhero-y in front of the public. And it was just like him leaping into action like other superheroes. And I really dug that. I thought that was really cool. It just really showed that, yeah, this guy is a full-blown superhero.
Well, when he changed into his costume like that, I didn't go straight to, oh, he's a superhero. I went straight to, that's Sailor Moon.
You went to Sailor Moon. I went to Clark Kent diving down Daily Bugle and then just changed.
I'm just looking at my phone because I've written some notes here. I really dug how the visual effects, as soon as it starts, it goes bang, the movie starts, like Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man movie did. I like it where there's no sort of moving into the storyline. It's just bang, straight into it. I loved that. And I wasn't expecting it either. What about you guys when it started?
Well, I think I think it's surprising that it did start out like that, like it just went bang, bang, bang. But I guess we all kind of liked it. So it goes. We knew what we were getting within the first 5 minutes, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't a surprise. We knew what the tone was, and so you can prepare yourself for it. So this is the tone. We're going flat out. We're straight into this, and let's get on with the story. And it's kind of movie I like, right?
That scene with Gargantos where they're fighting him and how they defeat him is brutal as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a spear through his eye.
Yeah. And you know what the first thought I had is when he speared Shumagurath? I said because I'm such a Spider-Man fan, I instantly go to the thought of, and this is why Spider-Man's a better hero than everybody else, because he'd never do that. He would have found a way to stop him without killing him. Doctor Strange just straight up killed him.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't care less. As soon as the eyeball popped out with a pop, I just went, oh, this is just and with that pop, where the tone is going,
Yeah, it was good though, wasn't it?
Yeah. It made me think about Dark Suicide Squad, where Harley Quinn just went into Starro's eye.
Yeah. A few people have asked this question, and I've got to admit it's a fair question. Wanda, she's so torn up about her children. Her whole world's torn up about her children. She's lost her children. I need to get my children back. Did she ever think about just getting pregnant?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to going into a universe, stopping people, going nuts, just get pregnant.
That was one of my my things of the movie where I said to my girlfriend at the end of the movie, I'm just going, couldn't she just go out and get laid? Or, I mean, it's the first thing that came in mind. I know that the story works. It does work. Yeah. I mean, she wants the kids that she has in her dreams. I get that. But it's not the end of the world. You can have kids, or you can adopt, or there's so many other options than killing people. So I don't know.
Even though she kind of got over it in WandaVision, I'm surprised she didn't go looking for Vision as well.
Yeah,
as the kids, as a driving force.
that's the thing I thought also too. Like, who's the husband in the other movies, or who's the father in the other?
That's a
Sorry,
good point.
multiverses. Because isn't somewhere in the comics she was with Doctor Doom at some stage?
Yeah.
He had kids, Doctor Doom. So
Well, it
Better
brings me to
question: how did they have kids? How does a robot and a woman have kids?
well, that's right. I don't think they did. It would have to be a human, wouldn't it? So yeah.
You see, Ryan, when a daddy robot and a mummy magician get together and they love each other very much. The only thing that I didn't like, and this might be a pretty trivial thing, is they're always going on about variants and the other universes and all that. If we have the what if universe and we have all of these different variants that have lived different lives, how is it plausible that when you meet your variant, as Doctor Strange did, and he goes, "Oh, but are you really Are you really me, Stephen Strange?" He goes, "We had a sister. She drowned." How is that proof? What if the other Doctor Strange didn't have a sister? What if she died a different way? What if, like, I didn't get that at all. Like, how is that going to convince you? You know?
Yeah.
I meet another Beau and he turns around and goes, "Yeah, I've got the same mother who did X, Y, and Z." Well, that's your life, bro. That's not mine.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a convenient plot line just to move things along. But the thing about magical stuff, you just gotta suspend your belief at a certain level and then say, "Oh, okay, that's next."
Yeah, I guess it's just like a certain thing that you didn't know about Stephen Strange, I guess. So it was kind of a nice moment that he did have a sister. So it's sort of just a little snippet of an origin story there.
I hear a lot of people when talking about this movie and Doctor Strange in this movie in particular, they like to say, "Oh, he doesn't have an arc in this movie. There's no character arc for him." Well, a lot of those people, they're not really seeing what the arc is in the movie. They're just glossing over it. The arc it's all about Stephen Strange learning to be happy and also learning that he cannot always be in control and has to relinquish control to other people in order to save the day.
Yeah. Very spot on.
So they start the movie off with the question, "Are you happy?" And so this is the problem. Is he happy? And he doesn't really know. And so at the end of the movie, is it going to be a solution towards, is he actually happy? And stuff like that. Just like you said, Roland. There was a whole story arc of Strange knowing, is he happy? And I don't even think we know still yet, but we learned a bit about him.
And I tell you what, sorry, Sharif.
No, I just want to say, as an audience, did we need to, through Stephen, be kept reminding if he's happy? I mean, 10 fingers, is this enough to count how many times he's been asked?
Yeah.
After a couple of times, I guess we get it.
What do you think of the rumors that I've been seeing on the YouTube channels that I watch, saying that they're leading all of this to an eventual Secret Wars movie, and that's where they're going towards with Kang, and then bringing in Doom, hopefully with the Fantastic Four. That's the end game, where the end game for the first few phases was Thanos and the Infinity War. The end game for this bunch of next couple of phases is Secret War. Obviously, we don't know if that's true or not, but do you think there's any weight to that, or do you think we're dreaming?
I have a feeling that the Kang War is what will lead to the incursions occurring in the way that we know them from the comics, in that will actually cause the collapse of the multiverse and incursions just occurring every week or so.
Yeah.
Until it's just 2, and then boom, gone. Battle World. And given enough time, we will get there. But probably not for a couple more years.
Yeah. If we do get a Secret Wars, it's definitely going to have to be built up to it properly because we still need a lot more characters. We need the X-Men. We need Fantastic Four. We need Doom. We need Namor. You know? I mean...
And speaking of incursions, has there been before this that they've labeled the Earths or the universe with a number? I mean, with this one, they did say 616, and then where he was, and then it was a different. Was it 800 something? I can't remember that. Before this, has there been a number said?
Did they label them in What If or no?
I don't believe so because I remember when he said 616 for the first time, I got a little giddy, and I went, you know. So I doubt I would have had that reaction if we'd heard it before. But then again, maybe who knows? I don't know.
If I had one disappointment out of it, and it's a very small one out of this whole movie, is a reasonably big Strange fan. I'm not massive into Marvel, but I do read a lot of Marvel. But Strange is usually my go-to guy. But I do remember in the Illuminati scene, Baron Mordo talking about him and Doctor Strange were talking about, and Doctor Strange is going, "Oh, on my Earth, Mordo's tried to kill me several times and stuff like that." We missed that. So we've skipped over the whole rivalry, like Doctor Strange's best rivalry. We've skipped over that, and now it's gone. Like he goes, he's tried to kill me a few times, and I've stopped it. And it just disappointed. That only just disappointed me a bit, but it's fine. But yeah, I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, the entire plot for this movie actually leaked over a year ago. And every couple of months it would pop up again, but just a little bit would change. And there was always one little scene at the start of the movie wherein Wanda would face Baron Mordo, the 616 version, and kill him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, wow.
So going to the Illuminati, what did you guys think about those spots taken? Because obviously when you're writing the movie, you could pick anybody, right? I think 2 of them are very obvious that were like, whoa, you know. But I felt like one of them was a bit of a letdown, to be honest. You know, you could have picked anybody and you chose that. So let me clarify. I think we can all agree that Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, that was freaking sick, right? That was amazing. That was so freaking good. I loved it.
Based off the Hickman version of Reed as well.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Based off the Hickman version of Reed as well.
Yeah.
According to the writer.
I've never cared about Captain Carter. However, there is a big love and following for Captain Carter. So for those people that love her, I'm glad she was in it for them. So that's cool. Obviously, Professor X, that was massive. The one that really surprised me was, okay, so obviously Krasinski was a huge surprise, right? That was massive. But Black Bolt was even more of a shocker for me because here we are thinking they've got this horrible TV show that they want to sweep under the rug and act like it never existed. And then they get the same actor to play Black Bolt. That blew my mind.
And he's as well, apparently.
I like how they made it comic book accurate as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the series, but I'm familiar with the costume design. And when I saw him sitting in his chair, I said, okay, that's one step closer to being comic accurate. Yeah.
The one I thought was a waste was the Captain Marvel. I didn't really care about that. You know, you could have had any other character, and they made it her. Like, I don't know. I might be alone there, but I didn't like that. Agree? Disagree?
When they were battling, you've got cosmic superpower, and then you've got magic. It's a with the power level Captain Marvel had. I thought it was quite a close call, but then it took too long. I thought Wanda would have just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize that it was the well, not long, but it took me a few minutes to realize that it was the actor that was in Captain Marvel. So
Yeah.
it was just the other pilot. But
The best friend, yeah.
I wasn't too drawn to it. I actually thought that Captain Carter was really cool. I liked her outfit. It wasn't like it was just like Steve Rogers, like it was an army outfit and combat outfit. So I kind of liked that. It was pretty cool. And yeah, and leaving army. And geez, I tell you what though, Patrick Stewart's getting old.
Yeah.
When he was walking
Yeah.
in the dream, man, he looked like he was struggling. He getting old.
Yeah.
I really liked watching Captain Carter play frisbee as well.
Yeah.
I loved how for the first time ever we got to see Professor X use his psychic powers, just like in the cartoons, where it's the rings. You know, they've never done that in the X-Men movies. I don't believe so. So that was really cool.
I really liked that when he showed up, it played the 90s X-Men theme.
I didn't notice that actually.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch this movie again.
I was in my seat and I went.
What did you think? No, hang on. So, leading up to the movie, you know how they had rumors that Nightmare was going to be the big baddie in this film for a long time. But then we heard rumors that Scarlet Witch was going to be the baddie. I didn't realize until watching the film that I never believed the Scarlet Witch was actually going to be the baddie. I just never believed it. I just thought maybe she'd be bad for like 5-10 minutes and then she'd go good again and team up with Doctor Strange and they'd have to fight whatever big bad is in the movie. So I was actually kind of shocked with her being the baddie of the film. It really surprised me. What did you guys think?
The good reason that they didn't have her team up with Strange at the end of the film is because that would just be uninteresting.
Personally, I stayed away from reading too much, know what the rumors are, or delve deeper into what's been released in the teaser. Personally, I stay away because I want to be surprised. I just didn't want to read too much into what's not been shown, and I was surprised. I was surprised, especially to see to the extent on how far Wanda did things right to the end.
How are they ever going to redeem her?
Sure, they can't. I mean, like, yeah, look, I was surprised and like I was just happy that it wasn't like because I thought it was just going to be a multiverse and got to save the multiverse, got to try and get things in order. But to be an actual plot of an actual bad person in Wanda and stuff like that, I really enjoyed that, and I thought she played it really well, Elizabeth Olsen, and yeah, they can't. Surely they can't redeem her. I mean, like she's going to get a like we all think that she's not dead.
No,
she's probably going to get a redemption story, but it's going to take a lot, and I don't know if it's going to work.
She's rumored to be getting a movie, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't see a body, they ain't dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why the Kingpin is still alive.
Right. And that's why, like, I couldn't believe on WandaVision, like, at the very end of that, like, she captured a whole town, did these things against their own will, and everything's cool. They just let her go.
Yeah.
And so surely they can't do that again. And clearly she didn't learn from her experience because she just went worse. So
if you want a Marvelite and you've not caught Wanda and Vision, would you have followed the story?
no.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. If you haven't seen WandaVision,
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny because I said to someone at work, you should watch WandaVision before it, otherwise you might be a little lost. And someone else interjected and said, no, I think you'll be fine. They do explain in the film what's happened. So I don't know. I don't remember because I've only seen it once, and it was a week or so ago now. I don't really remember. I feel like you need to watch WandaVision.
They give you the context you need. Like, oh, she had kids. She made them up. She wants to bring them back. Okay, go free now.
My girlfriend didn't watch WandaVision. She was fine about it. So I didn't even think of it that way either. To be honest, I forgot that she didn't watch it. It would add more to it, but then again, man, it adds. You can still get by.
Who was that Minotaur?
Rintra.
Who?
Rintra.
Rintra?
Rintra.
Who's that?
He's from Doctor Strange comics.
Is he?
Yeah.
I have never seen that Minotaur before, and I love the look of him, but I'm like, who is this guy?
It's from like the 90s stuff.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Now I gotta get the Omnis.
Did anybody expect any House of M, No More Mutants reversal?
No, that is too fan. Look,
really? You didn't expect? I did.
But you wouldn't get that.
I was expecting somehow for them to make a plausible reverse House of M, where she says something like "more mutants" or something, and that's how you get.
She doesn't know what mutants are. It would make no sense.
You just reminded me of another point. How did she know how to kill Black Bolt with his mouth and Mr. Fantastic by stretching? She's never met these people.
Yeah, but Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, told her what Black Bolt's power was. So she just went, oh, no mouth for you. Go blow your head up. And then Reed stretches his arm out. So Wanda reacts and goes, okay, I'll just turn you into macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Right.
And she just reacts to each one.
Could she read their minds? Is that something that could be possible? Or?
Yeah, probably. I mean, she's not psychic, but who knows with the magic and the timey-wimey stuff.
I really like the scene now. She was going up against all the other the wizards and she's flying above them, and they're all put up like a shield, and she's trying to figure out which one she can get inside their head. And then there was this nervous dude, and then all of a sudden you see like her creep up to the side of his head and just go run. I thought that was fantastic vision. That's fantastic directing. Sam Raimi had his best. Like, it wasn't my favorite scene, but I loved that scene.
Yeah, that was really good.
It's a callback to the earlier movies where she would go behind every hero's, yeah, and then their eyes would just glow a bit red.
Yeah,
and
like
everybody would go crazy.
Does everybody know what Mount Wundagore is, the home of?
Yeah.
I knew you would, Ryan.
It sounds familiar. Sounds familiar, but
Mount Wundagore is the home of the character, the High Evolutionary. And the High Evolutionary, I think, is rumored to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. and he's a guy that like makes human animal hybrid things. He's got a huge origin story with is it, I think, Spider-Woman and Wanda? Like, the High Evolutionaries are part of their origin. But yeah, I was expecting to see him, and we didn't.
But we did see the Living Tribunal, didn't we?
Yes. I don't remember seeing it, but apparently we did.
Yeah, it was just as he was stumbling through the was it the multiverse that he was stumbling
Yeah.
through?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The Savage
the
Land was in
cartoon
there as
one.
well.
So the negative thing that I've heard a few people talk about is how it wasn't really the Multiverse of Madness. It wasn't really multiverse. You know what I mean? And that was something that didn't bother me. And I didn't even notice until someone brought it to my attention, because they are right. It wasn't really the Multiverse of Madness. How did you guys feel about that?
Where is this criticism coming from? Like,
Because it's more of a Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch movie than going to different multiverses, and I think
they
that's what a
went
lot
to
of people's
like 3 or
expectations
4
were.
different universes in this movie. That's
Not
that's a
enough.
lot of multiverse to cover.
Technically,
No,
it's
I
multi,
felt
isn't
it.
it? Yeah.
More than one.
Yeah. So,
But fair enough. If they were to explore more, it just takes time away from the others. But I would have loved to see more.
Yep, you would have loved to have seen more.
so yeah, that was the one bit I was worried about. I wanted to see a Doctor Strange story, and the fact that it did have a bit of multiverse in it, which was several universes, was pretty cool. Like, yeah, and I guess we'll get into the casting, like how good America Chavez was and stuff like that. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't notice either. Like, I just was swept up in the story. So
Yeah.
to be honest, I didn't like. Hey, this doesn't match up with the title. Well, who cares? It's a title.
Yeah.
So let's just enjoy the movie.
Hang on, what else have I got here? No, Wanda hasn't met. Yeah. All right, I'm out of notes. Okay, what did you think of the casting? America Chavez and so forth.
She did a good job. She did a very good job in this movie. She made you actually care about the character, which if an actor does that, they've done their job.
Definitely right. Who do you think was the standout? This one. If you had to pick one or two.
It was
Actors,
Elizabeth Olsen,
yeah,
hands
absolutely.
down.
But I think Ryan's 100% right though as well. America Chavez, up until watching this movie, I kept saying I couldn't give a crap about this character. I've never liked her. I've never been interested in her, and I've just never wanted to read anything to do with her. So I didn't care that she was in this movie. But it was a pleasant surprise. I thought she was a good actress. She made you care, and yeah, she was really good at it.
Yeah. Well, I've talked to you before about it, Bo. My only connection with America Chavez has been Strikeforce, the mobile phone game. And all I know is that she can have a really strong punch in that, and I always put her on my team because of that. But I've never seen her in comics or anything like that because I haven't dived in that far. But I thought she did well. My standout, obviously, Elizabeth Olsen was great. But I kind of really liked Benedict Cumberbatch. I really think he's coming into Doctor Strange well. Like at the wedding where he's got the white streaks, he's got the comb-backed hair at the start of the movie, and he's got the suit on. I'm just going, man, that looks exactly like Doctor Strange. And then he's got the cloak on. So, and even at the bit at the end where he's talking to Christine, how he goes, I'll love you in every universe and stuff like that. I thought, man, he's got this. He's got this. I'm looking forward to seeing him again as Doctor Strange. Like, yeah, like he's a character. He's an actor that sort of crept up on me, to be honest, because I remember watching him in Sherlock, And I didn't mind him. Like, he's a bit weird, but that's Sherlock, right? But then he got cast as Khan in Star Trek. And I was like, I don't like this. Then I watched the movie and I was like, yes, he was pretty good. But then he got Doctor Strange. And I was like, oh, again, he's got a character that I like. And he did well again. So he keeps proving me wrong. So now I'm just like, all right. You've got me. You've got me, Benedict. You've got me. You're good. You're a good actor.
He was also Smaug, the dragon in The Hobbit.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And another one too with the casting, Benedict Wong as Wong. Can we get a Disney Plus series? Can we, please? Because
he is the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah. He's so enjoyable. I reckon it'll be grouse.
All I've got left to talk about is the end credit scenes. What have you guys got left?
I've covered everything I feel I need to cover about the actual movie.
Cool, okay. Well, one thing that annoys me is when you stay through the whole frickin' credits and they end up playing a joke on you. Now, don't get me wrong. Because it's a Sam Raimi movie, I appreciated the joke at the end with his hand, right? Because it was a callback to Evil Dead. And yeah, okay, that was funny. But I think they should have swapped them around, the scenes. I think that funny scene should have been the first one, and then the clear Charlize Theron should have been the one after the credits.
All right, I'm going to object and say, no, it should stay the way it is for the simple reason of the second one is just meant to be like, the movie's over, leave, go. It's all it's there to do.
Yeah, I feel like people wouldn't have always waited to the very, very end for that Cleo one. So, yeah, I'm happy with but I'm a massive Bruce Campbell fan. So, to me, I was like, that's fucking awesome. I was just like, yeah, I chuckled my way out of the cinema. So, yeah, Bruce Campbell, more time for me, so I was happy with it.
Well, I don't mind that bit with the hand right at the end. It is funny to end it that way, but in this instance, I would agree with Bo. Having clear right at the end would just give it a little bit more impact, and it'll make you want to watch the next one.
Yeah,
very true.
So what do you think's happening now? Because when I walked out of the cinema, I didn't actually understand that first end credit scene, like what has actually happened to Doctor Strange. It wasn't until a few days later that I realized, he's actually been corrupted by the Darkhold. So what's going to happen now? And I also didn't realize that apparently the world, that the portal that they open,
it's the dark dimension.
It's the dark dimension. Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
I question myself. At the end of the main movie where he dropped to his knees and then the eye opened.
Yeah.
And then credit, and the mid credit had him walk out again, but he seemed fine. I asked myself, is that the same Strange from 616? Is it because we've been exposed to now variants of him? Is that another him that experienced the same thing?
Or
one thing I will pick on with that clear post credits, I feel like that completely nullifies the actual ending of the movie where he does get corrupted by the Darkhold and he opens his third eye. That scene probably just should have been another movie as the post credits.
Still very happy with it. I'm a big Clea fan, so I did have this one. So Strange, she's the new Sorcerer Supreme, and her uncle is Dormammu. So
yes, Dormammu, yeah.
Yeah, Dormammu's her uncle.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. Someone told me that the other day.
Yeah. So her mum's even like a bigger piece of shit than that Like,
I'm sure we will get Umar in the next movie.
yeah, that's it, Umar. Yeah.
See, I don't know that.
Yeah, so it's going to be, this is going to be wild. This is going to be fun. So this is why I liked this. And then we're going to have the connection with Claire and Doctor Strange because they do marry, I guess, because she is Claire Strange. But also, too, you're going to have the conflict between Claire and her family, who is the Dark Dimension. And eventually she takes over the Dark Dimension, but I don't know if they'll go that route. But look, and Charlize Theron, I mean, like, wow. Like, she can do everything. She's an actor, like I mentioned on the Hulk, like Edward Norton. She can do everything. I mean, like, she has range like you cannot believe.
Yeah.
Like, she does, like, a murderer. She does, like, she did in, she does funny movies. She does, like, she kicks ass in, like, Blonde, Atomic Blonde. And then you got Mad Max.
Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious. Yeah. That's right. I mean, like, she is A+ material, and it's amazing that they've got her for this role because she'll nail it. We know she will because when has she ever failed in this sort of area? So
apparently, Marvel has a few actors that are definitely joining the MCU, but it's all about finding the right character. And Charlize Theron apparently they've been wanting to do something for a long time. I know Keanu Reeves is another one. They've offered Keanu Reeves multiple roles. And it's not that he rejects them per se. It's just it's not quite the right fit. So I can't wait to see who Keanu Reeves is one day.
I'll throw out a better pick than Ghost Rider, Silver Surfer.
Imagine
that. Whoa.
From Point Break to Silver Surfer. You're going to blow my mind.
He has that pink surfboard.
And let's have a word from our sponsors, boys.
This show is sponsored by the Comx shop. Check out comx.cx for all things Comx and find out what Comx is all about. Then head over to comx.shop to pick up a variety of Australian comics from multiple creators and publishers, all for one flat postage rate. We hope you enjoy the show.
One flat postage rate, something you don't hear very often. You go to Comx, boys, lift up your eyes. There is no I in Comx, everybody. You want to learn more about Australian comics, Australian artists, Australian writers? Comx.
Another thing I'd like to mention too, obviously, did you notice the Danny Elfman music?
Yes.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like at the very end credits, I just felt like Batman 89. It really did.
Yeah. So if you guys were to give it a rating, what would you give it? Out of 10. 7?
7?
I don't know that I could give it a rating just for the simple reason of ratings mean different things to different people. What may be like a 7, 8, or a 9 to me will not necessarily be the same, will mean the same thing to another person.
True. In saying that, I pick 8.
I'm going to put it up there. Like, I reckon I'll put it up there with the top 6 or 7 Marvel movies. So I reckon it's around about that. Well, it's definitely the top 10, I reckon, of Marvel. So
yeah, it's a top 10.
Yeah. You guys got any more to add to this conversation?
I'm good.
Right.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been AussieVerse, Comics and Collectors. We will see you through the MCU. Monday live chats, Sharif's custom bound corner. Many more things are coming. We have some musical people coming on the show soon too. We also have, actually, by the time this is already uploaded, we probably already have near mint condition on our show. But yes, plenty more to come. Thank you very much for joining us. Say goodbye, people.
Goodbye, people.
AussieVerse for life.